Hi girlfriends, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl naturallyeve, and on this channel I talk about natural hair, transitioning hair, health, wellness, and beauty. So hair porosity is actually super important to figure out what hair products are actually gonna work for your hair, catered to specifically your hair, not your favorite influencers, not your mamas, not your celebrities, your hair. So if you want to hear more about what hair porosity is, why it's important, and what products you should look for based on your hair porosity, keep watching. So before I give you these gems that I'm about to drop, please support your girl and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. So hair porosity is basically your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. It basically determines how well oils and water are able to pass in and out of your hair cuticle. So there are three types of porosity: low porosity, medium porosity, and high porosity. So now let's look at all the different porosity hair porosity. So if you have low porosity hair, your hair cuticles are very tight. It's also very difficult to hydrate low porosity hair because, again, the hair cuticles are so tight that it's hard to get any moisture in. Low porosity hair is also prone to product buildup because it's really hard to actually absorb any product into the hair. Low porosity hair also takes a long time to get wet, but it also dries very fast. Next, we have medium porosity hair, and medium porosity hair is basically the unicorns of hair porosity because their porosity is considered the healthiest state of hair. So medium porosity hair, the hair cuticles are open just the right amount, enough to bring in moisture and also retain it. Medium porosity hair is like the it girl in school that everybody wants to be friends with, but like nobody can be friends with. But not nobody, like very few people are friends with the it girl, right? Just think of it as that chick. If you have medium porosity hair, lucky you, boo. So next we have high porosity hair, and for high porosity hair, the hair cuticles are wide open. So high porosity hair very easily absorbs moisture, but also loses moisture just as easily. So with high porosity hair, when you have hair products, you'll see they're able to really absorb all the product, but then you have to reapply the product much more often because it loses it just as easily. So hair gets wet very easily because it's able to absorb all the moisture, but it also takes a very long time to dry. So by now you're probably thinking, I'm probably low porosity, I'm probably high porosity. You probably have a good idea of like what porosity you have, but you can actually test it out because you know, we like to get technical on this channel. We want to really know the facts. So there are three ways you can actually test your hair's porosity. So the first way is the water test. So with the water test, you want to take a little piece of hair, clean hair with no product. You take it in, you take a glass of water, put the hair there, and then just observe it for a bit. So if the hair just kind of floats on the glass and doesn't really, just kind of floating around, doesn't go deeper or anything like that, then you have low porosity hair, because remember, low porosity doesn't absorb moisture, so that makes sense. If the hair actually goes down into the glass but it's kind of midway through the glass, that means you have medium porosity. If the hair actually goes down to the bottom of the glass, that means you have high porosity. One thing to note about the water test is that your hair probably has some natural oils as well. So it's not 100% accurate because you may have like clean hair, but then your hair already has some natural oils in it. So that could influence the test. But I mean, it's still a little bit accurate. I think it's still worth doing to give you kind of a general idea. The second test you can do is the spray test. So basically with a spray test, you would take a spray bottle of water and just spritz it around your hair and then just observe your hair and see if the water droplets are just kind of sitting on your hair and not really, going anywhere, then you have low porosity hair. If the water actually immediately gets absorbed by your hair, then you have high porosity hair. And the third way you can test your porosity is using the Strand Test. So basically, you would take a strand of hair. Oh my God, shrinkage is for real. Like, look at this, look at that, like shrinkage. Okay, I digress. So you take a strand of hair and then you just run your fingers through it, okay? And as you're running, if you feel like it's smooth, like no bumps or anything like that, then you have low porosity hair. So the cuticles are shut, right? So that makes sense. And then if you run through it and then you feel some rigs or bumps as you're going through the hair, then that means some of your cuticles are open, and that means you have high porosity hair. So what's your hair porosity? I want to know. What is it? If you actually yelled at the screen, you're awesome. So now that you know your hair porosity, let's talk about some hair tips that you can do based on your hair's porosity to better manage your hair, and also what products you should be looking for based on your hair's porosity. Let's start with low porosity. So if you have low porosity hair, here's some things that you should keep in mind of. So when you're washing your hair, you want to use a clarifying shampoo. Now, sulfate free, because we already know that ingredients matter and you don't need to use sulfates to actually clean your hair thoroughly. There's so many other ingredients out there and I'm not gonna get into that. Watch my video on ingredients that are damaging your hair. So if you have low porosity hair, when you're washing your hair, make sure you really clarify your hair, your scalp, because remember, you know, you tend to get product buildup. So you wanna wash all of that off. Next, when you're deep conditioning, you always want to apply some kind of heat to your hair mask, because remember, your cuticles are shut. So applying heat will actually help open them up and actually help absorb the moisture and benefits of the mask that you're using in your hair. When it comes to hair products for low porosity hair, you want to use very light products. So light lotions, hair milks, gels, mousses, those are really best for your hair. So stay away from like thick butters or creams or stuff like that, because your hair just can't absorb that much moisture. So you want to keep it light so that you still have that good curl definition and the product doesn't weigh your hair down. So if you have high porosity hair, when you're washing your hair, you want to really use co-washes and pre-poos, not so much clarifying shampoos on a regular basis, but of course you can still clarify your hair occasionally, but really just focus on co-washes and conditioning products. So if you have high porosity hair, you probably want to deep condition more regularly in order to make sure that you still have the right balance of moisture and protein. So moisture because your hair gets dry very fast, and protein to really repair that damage and heal your hair. So high porosity hair loves thicker products. So your hair will love creams, butters, like very, very thick products. And whenever you apply these products, you want to seal them with an oil. So make sure you have a sealing oil to lock in all the moisture that you did on your creams. And if you don't know what a sealing oil is, watch my video on moisturizing versus sealing oils. I think I'll link it up here. I talk about the moisturizing oils and sealing oils and what the difference is. Watch that video and you'll be Gucci. There you have it, folks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so that I can continue to make amazing videos for you guys. Also, comment below on what your hair porosity is or what you think your hair porosity is. Have you tried any of this porosity tests? And do you know of any other hair porosity tests out there that could also help others figure out their hair porosity? I'm really interested. Let me know. Until next time, keep it naturally.